Hello, my name's Al and today I'm going to show you how to replace a tubeless tyre and renew the sealant. It depends on the sealant that you've got inside your tubeless setup, but most sealant lasts between about 2 and 7 months before it dries up. So unless you're absolutely ripping through tyres, then you're going to want to be replacing that sealant at some point. Otherwise you're going to get a flat and it's not going to get sealed. Today we're going to be using an injector, which is great. It just cuts down on mess. We've got our valve core remover here. We've got some tyre levers. Ideally we won't use them, but tubeless tyres can be quite tight to get on and off, so we've got those just in case. We've got some paper towel to clean down our rim and also the inside of the tyre. We've got some fresh sealant and we've got a decent pump that's dedicated to tubeless. So this has got the second chamber. You can inflate that second chamber and get a lot of air into that tyre in one go, which is what you need to pop the tyre onto the rim. Okay, so if we were going to be lazy and we just wanted to top the sealant up, all we need to do is remove the valve cap if it's fitted and then remove the valve core. So you need a valve core removal tool like this. With the valve core out, it's just a case of filling up your syringe with your sealant. Make sure you give it a proper good shake before you do fill the syringe though, because you need to disperse all the small bits in the fluid. And then we simply screw this into place on the valve and inject it into the tyre. But we're not going to do it like that. If you think about it, every time you do that, then you end up with more fluid inside the tyre, it dries and it adds weight at the worst possible place on your bike. So this tyre is now deflated, has no valve core. In order to remove it, we're just going to pop the beads off the rim. So on both sides, I'm just going to get the tyre to sit in the centre channel of the rim, so where it's deepest, and that should give us maximum amount of room so we can hopefully remove the tyre by hand. So this one seems to be playing ball. And with that bead off, you're then able to clean out all that dried sealant that's stuck in the tyre. So we can clean that all out using our paper towels. Best way to clean out old sealant is just with friction, just by rubbing the tyre and the rim, and it should just rub off and come out in lumps basically. So when you add the sealant, give it a really good shake before you add it. Add it using your injector. So this has measurements on the side, so you want about 60 to 90 mil, depending on the size of your tyre, but just follow the instructions on the back of the packet. Add the fluid, pop the bead back on, re-inflate, and you're done. This tyre, however, is past it, so we're going to replace it and we're going to start again. With the tyre off the rim, we're going to give it a really good clean. Reason for that is any dried on sealant could cause sealing issues when we fit our new tyre, or refit the old tyre, depending on what you're doing. The stuff that you really want to remove is if you've got any lumps where the bead of the tyre is going to sit, because that could prevent the tyre from inflating properly. Before you fit any tyre, check the rotation. This Toro has a front and rear rotation, so it's going on the back. So check the rotation of the wheel and fit it the correct way. Try and line up your logo as best as you can around the valve hole. Helps you to find the valve and looks pro. It can help to soap up the bead of the rim. Just a bit of washing up liquid and some water is all you need. So we fitted the first bead and the second bead is going on now. We're not going to fit it all the way though, because we need to add our sealant. So this tyre is a 2.25 size, so that's about 90 mil of stands that we're going to put in there. Remember the all-important shake. And that is 60 going in. So another 30 mil. And we're just going to rotate that round so the fluid is out of the way and the piece of tyre that we want to fit is at the top. So we're just fitting that second bead. Try and do it by hand if you can. You're less likely to damage the tyre. If you can't get it on with your hands, then you can use tyre levers, but just take it easy. At the valve, make sure that the bead is sitting on either side of the valve, otherwise it won't inflate. And just check it's on the rim properly all the way around, which it is. Now at the moment we don't have the valve core inside the valve, so that will help with inflating the tyre. Okay, so we charged the pump to a solid 160. Going to fit that onto the valve, and hopefully that will pop onto the rim when we release the air. Success. And we're going to pop in the valve core. And we're going to check around the circumference of the rim just to make sure that the tyre is seated correctly. Sounds like it popped on all well and good, but sometimes you might need to put in a little bit of extra air into the tyre just to seat it properly, but it's all good on that side. There's an even gap between this line and the rim all the way around, and the same goes for the non-drive side here. Another way to check it, just to give it a spin, and if everything's good, then it should sit pretty straight on the rim, that bobbling around. So that looks fine. I'm just going to nip the lock nut up on the valve, add the valve cap if you use one. We're going to give the wheel and tyre a good shake to distribute the sealant inside the tyre. Another good way to distribute it is to go out and ride your bike. So that's all ready. Get it in the bike, go out, hit the trails. Thanks for watching. See you next time.